Hey big fans, and welcome to Thrift Bakery, where all our jokes are half-baked. I'm Jacob, it's still Space Month, and today we're building another space set. Today we're looking at the 6226 Mars Research Shuttle, which is a set from 2019 that consists of 273 parts and 2 minifigs. There's been a lot of space exploration based sub-themes under the LEGO City theme. There was LEGO Space, LEGO Spaceport, LEGO Space Exploration and LEGO Launch Command. And this one is Mars Exploration. But without further ado, let's have a look at this cool build. And here's the box art for this set. I really like that you can see what's going on both in space and on the ground on Mars, even though it's not very likely that the space shuttle would ever come this close to the surface of Mars. Looks like there's a couple of small drones and a small rover as well. Some different play functions that looks pretty cool. I still like this smoke guy up here. Very, very nice. And on the back, there's of course some situations playing out. You see how the cargo bay works right here. Again, some of the drones, and it looks like there's some kind of scanning capability of this flying drone right here, and a neat little overview of the shuttle with some measurements. Looks like it's pretty big actually. Looking forward to seeing everything that goes on inside this box, and of course a picture of a Mars rover and a message about this being inspired by the actual Mars exploration program, which is pretty neat. Oh wow, this here is a great piece. I really like this. I've never seen this before, never seen something that looks like this. It seems like some sort of targeting or scanning system. Very nice. Very, very nice. And in this set, as well as in the rover that I've built before on my channel in Space Month, there's this little grabber here that is functional. Actually, right now it's not, but when you add a rubber band, it actually gets to be functional, which is pretty cool. So as I said in my review of the rover from this theme, I think this series, this theme is meant to be a little more realistic than the other science fiction space themes that LEGO has made over the years. But this particular set is a bit science fiction-y in the sense that it's implying that there's a shuttle around Mars, I think, and while there might be maybe satellites around Mars at this time, there's no manned vehicles there yet. So this is a bit science fiction-y in that sense, that it's that there's actually no shuttles or anything at Mars right now. But of course, at some point there probably will be. So in that sense, it may not be too science fiction-y as it is actually plausible at this point. But in the sense that it hasn't happened yet, it is science fiction. These parts are actually pretty cool. I think I saw them in the last of these sets of the Mars exploration sets, but I haven't seen them before now. Just one stud wide here, whereas the earlier versions would be a little wider than this. A little bit weird to be using these small trolley wheels here, I think. I prefer some of the larger ones that had actual tires on them. I don't know, this looks a little weird to me at least. So there's actually a lot of stickers in this one, and the way that I apply them is I dab a bit of soapy water with just normal dishwashing soap and some water, and then I try to apply the sticker on top of that, because when there's soapy water on it, it allows me to push around the sticker just a tiny bit after I have applied it, so it's a little easier to get on straight. But it is never easy actually to get these stickers on straight. There's a lot of stickers in this one though. Yeah, and I don't know how you feel about that, but it is a risk in getting everything to look great, I think. But this one turned out pretty nice. Yeah, now we just need the other one. The finished shuttle is now ready to go in orbit around Mars and ready to receive small science experiments from the surface. The first thing I noticed is the color scheme. While it really keeps to the classic look of a shuttle, it's also got that little dash of orange everywhere that I really, really like. And I think that is inspired by that movie The Martian, to be honest. And maybe also the other movie Interstellar, which I liked as well. Whatever the inspiration for the color scheme is, I like it a lot, and I think this is a great shuttle set. The main build is the shuttle, which looks great. There's 3 smaller builds, a couple of drones and some science thing going on the Mars surface, not really sure, and of course the rover, which is really, really cool. But as usual, we're gonna take a look at each part in turn. The first part is of course the shuttle, which I think is very well done. I like the sleek design and this aerodynamic shape, which looks very much like something that could actually fly around, I think. In the front we've got this great canopy right here, which looks cool. I like these small nostrils here. These are probably air intakes for cooling, and the whole paint job, the print on this canopy looks very, very nice indeed. The canopy can come off and be opened up like this, and we got access to the cockpit inside. The inside of the cockpit is very, very basic. Just a very, very simple computer with a transparent piece here to give the pilot some kind of control, and just a suggestion of a chair or seating right here in the middle. Just a couple of bricks used to indicate that. Further down the back of the shuttle there is this cargo bay, which can be opened up like this. The inside of the cargo bay looks like this. Very, very nice little compartment here for one of the drones, and a couple of computers over here. I don't know why they used 2 identical computers. I would have preferred if they were different, and I think there are relevant computers to use in the Lego lineup. This screen here, however, looks very, very nice, and I really like that sticker. Other than that, it's very nice to see these rounded panel pieces, which I think looks very, very good, and I like this rounded shape instead of the older, more edged shape. That is very, very neat and looks very, very sleek. On the back there is these engines, which looks pretty cool, and I like how these are indicating some kind of engine activity while not being flames sticking out of the back. That is, I think, very, very accurate. Atop these 2 engines here, there's these fins, which I'm not sure is very, very accurate to reality, but I do like the look of them, and I really, really like this logo right here. I think this is a great idea of Lego, to be sort of just hinting ever so lightly at the old space logo and building this very, very new one, and the orange color used is very, very nice, I think. Lastly, of course, there are these details here on the wing ends, which looks interesting, but I'm not sure what these transparent pieces are supposed to indicate. I'm not sure if they are to indicate that there's an engine out here, because that wouldn't really make any sense, would it? Or if it's just lights. However, the sticker does look very, very nice, and I think this sort of underlines the realistic look with these drawings right here. All in all, I think the shuttle is great and it seems very, very swooshable. It seems very, very sturdy, and I like how sleek they've managed to design it. But on to the other builds in this set. Firstly, there's of course the rover, which I think is pretty well done. I like how many play functions they've actually managed to cram into this one and how detailed they've managed to make it overall. I really like the look of this rover, and I think it looks sufficiently realistic for this to be something that could actually be driving around on Mars. I really like all the play functions that they managed to cram into this one. The crane arm here is great, can move every which way, and can open and close its little grappling hook here that can actually hold stuff, which is very, very neat. Then there's this interesting little science equipment here, which might be a laser distance measurement thing or an infrared thing, measuring heat signatures using infrared. Whatever it is, I think it looks pretty neat, and I like that there's this little red laser light. At last, there is of course this solar panel which can move and follow the sun as it passes over the sky. The crane can also turn sideways like this, as everything is mounted on this turny, twisty part right here. And on front there is a series of light that helps the rover find its way across the Mars surface if it's gotten dark, which is kind of neat. And now the rover is ready to go out on Mars and explore. The set also includes these 3 small builds right here. I believe this one over here is something that is supposed to be on the surface of Mars. Not sure what this little sticker piece is actually supposed to be, if it's some kind of measuring going on or if it's supposed to indicate that there's something going on the surface of Mars. It's also these very, very neat little crystal pieces here, which I think looks beautiful, and they are actually another color than the ones in the rover set, so that is very, very nice indeed. I think these will be very, very useful for people when they build mocks. It is a beautiful little piece that is very, very well done. Then there's this flying drone right here, which I think is pretty cool too. It has a very, very nice little propeller, and this screen print here is very, very cool. I think the implication is that this is supposed to scan this part of this little build here, so it can scan and find some kind of information with that. Looks very, very neat, and I like how much detail they've actually managed to cram into this little build right here. One of the important play functions in this set is of course this cargo bay, and the fact that this little drone fits right in here. I think this looks very neat, and I like the sort of idea that these drones transport minerals and stuff from the surface of Mars to this shuttle, lands here, and then the astronauts can take whatever is in here out and maybe store it in the cargo bay and let this one travel back to the surface of Mars to get back more stuff. That's pretty cool. And lastly, there's of course the 2 minifigures, and as I've said before about the astronaut minifigures in these new Mars exploration sets, I think they are very, very cool. The guy on the right is the pilot, and I really like his print here on the front. Very, very nice details, very futuristic looking, and this little helmet is great. A dual mold and a very, very wonderful new visor piece. The classic air tanks on the back, and a very happy, very determined face print. I like that. Then there is the astronaut that is out on an EVA, an extravehicular activity, and it looks pretty cool, I think. I like this big helmet piece, which really gives it a very, very realistic look. And when we take off the helmet, we can see that there's a wonderful face print inside and some very nice printing on the torso as well. I like the print where this logo is, and all the hasps and such look great too. I like the little belt on the pants right here, and this pattern looks very neat too. I don't know if these are some kind of hasps or straps or something like that. They are repeated here on the back, this orange and gray pattern, and here at the top there's also some very technical looking printing as well. Very, very nice little figure, very, very realistic looking in my mind.
All in all, I do like this set a lot. I like the sense of realism, I like the color scheme, and I like all the play functions. I like that there's a viable interaction between the things that is on Mars and the shuttle that is in orbit around Mars. And these small drones really make that part of it come alive. I really like all the things they've managed to put into this one, and I think it is an overall great design. The minifigures are cool too. I like that dual mold for the pilot, and those new visors look great as well. If I was to find one drawback of this set, it's the wheels that they've chosen to use on the shuttle. I don't know why they've chosen these. They do look a bit odd, even though I'm sure they provide great balance for the model when it is standing around. I would have preferred some of the tired wheels, but other than that, I really like this set, and I really recommend it to anyone who is interested in space exploration and Mars exploration.
So that's the 60226 shuttle, which is a great set. I really like this one. I like all the play functions that it includes and all of the interaction possibilities there is between the smaller builds and this bigger main builds. Wonderful color scheme, wonderful design. A little weird with these small wheels, but other than that, great set that I can only recommend for real space explorers. But that's all for me today. I hope you'll comment, like, and subscribe, and I hope I'll see you guys next Monday.